Imagine a massive cargo ship abandoned in a frozen wasteland, only to reappear decades later, completely empty. The Arctic, a frozen graveyard where the cold snaps steel like glass. For centuries, this white void has swallowed ships and crews without a trace. But among the wrecks, there is one legend that defies all logic. One vessel that cheated death. What if I told you this isn't a sci-fi movie, but a true story that baffled experts for nearly 40 years? Prepare to dive deep into the chilling mystery of the SS Baychimo, the ghost ship that simply refused to stay lost. On December 2025, it's hard to believe that almost a century ago, a ship literally vanished and then reappeared not once, but repeatedly, for nearly 4 decades. This isn't a folktale. It's the bewildering true story of the ghost ship of the Arctic that defied salvage and challenged human understanding. Was it just a trick of the ice, or something far more mysterious? Let's turn back the clock. The year is 1931. The SS Baychimo is a beast of a vessel, a 1,300-ton cargo steamer built to crush through ice. Owned by the Hudson's Bay Company, her mission was dangerous but lucrative, trading supplies for furs with isolated Inuit settlements. For 9 voyages, she conquered the Arctic. The crew, led by Captain John Cornwell, felt invincible. But in October 1931, the Arctic mood shifted. Winter didn't just arrive, it attacked. A blinding blizzard swallowed the ship near Barrow, Alaska, and the temperature plummeted. The ocean turned to stone. The ice pack didn't just stop them, it encased the hull like a vice grip. Captain Cornwell ordered the crew to wait it out, but the ice was relentless, crushing against the steel plates. Fearing the ship would be crushed like a tin can, the captain made a tough call: abandon ship. They set up a makeshift camp on the ice, less than a mile away, watching their home freeze over. For weeks, they waited, but on November 24th, a storm of biblical proportions hit. Visibility was 0. The wind screamed so loud, men couldn't hear each other shout. When the sun rose the next morning, the crew emerged from their snow-buried tents to a shocking sight. The Baychimo was gone. Just a field of jagged ice remained where a 1,300-ton ship had stood. The captain assumed the worst. The storm must have smashed the vessel and dragged it to the bottom of the sea. They accepted the loss, packed their gear, and retreated to safety. The Baychimo was written off as a sunken wreck. But days later, an Inuit hunter arrived at their base with news that sounded impossible. "I saw the great ship," he said. "It is not underwater, it is drifting, 45 miles away." Cornwell rushed back. The ship was indeed there. They boarded one last time, retrieving the most valuable furs. Believing the ship was still doomed to sink any moment, they abandoned it for the second and final time. This should have been the end. A derelict ship in the Arctic doesn't last long. But the Baychimo, it was just getting started. For the next 38 years, the ship became a phantom. It was spotted here, then there, hundreds of miles apart. Explorers, trappers, and pilots reported seeing the dark silhouette of the Baychimo, drifting silently like a ghost. It wasn't just a sighting, it was a haunting. The ship looked battered, rusted, but defiantly afloat. Several groups actually managed to board her over the years. What they found was eerie. Food in the pantry, scientific instruments intact, books on the shelves, as if the crew had just stepped out for a smoke. In 1939, a salvage team tried to tow her to port. It was a golden opportunity. But almost as if the ship had a soul, a violent storm erupted out of nowhere, forcing them to cut the lines or die. The Baychimo escaped again. Locals began to whisper that the ship was cursed or protected by Arctic spirits. Decades passed. World War II came and went. In 1962, a group of Inuit saw it drifting along the Beaufort Sea coast. It was a floating rust bucket by now, but it refused to sink. The last confirmed sighting was in 1969, 38 years after abandonment. It was frozen in a pack of ice. And then, silence. The Baychimo vanished into the white void, never to be seen again. But how? How does a steel ship survive 40 years of crushing ice? Science offers a clue. The Baychimo had a unique hull design. Instead of resisting the ice, the shape allowed it to be pushed upwards onto the ice surface. It essentially became a giant steel sled, riding the ice floes rather than being crushed by them. Furthermore, it was likely caught in the Beaufort Gyre, a massive circular ocean current that kept the ship in a frozen loop. A prisoner of geography, trapped in a cold, eternal dance. In 2006, the Alaskan government launched a project to find the ghost ship. They had sonar, satellite tech, everything. They found nothing. No wreck, no debris. The Baychimo had simply erased itself. Today, the SS Baychimo is more than a ship. It is a modern legend. It reminds us that in an age of GPS and Google Earth, mysteries still exist. It stands as a testament to the unpredictable power of nature and the ocean's ability to keep its secrets. Some say she finally sank. Others believe she's still out there, hidden in a remote fjord, waiting. Waiting for the next storm, waiting to be found. From a busy cargo hauler to the most elusive ghost in maritime history. The SS Baychimo, the ship that would not die. So, I have to ask, where do you think the Baychimo rests today? Is it at the bottom of the sea, or encased in an iceberg somewhere? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Ring that bell for more stories from history's hidden corners. Thanks for watching.